Hey guys, so on Tuesday, March 23rd, I took the Pfizer vaccine for the first time. Dose 1, not dose 2. So this is what happened since I've been getting a ton of questions. I took the vaccine. Within 5 minutes of vaccine, I was extremely dizzy and ready to faint and pass out. Then my throat started getting very itchy. I'm like, all right, this is uncomfortable. It's time to tell the pharmacist that I don't feel good. So they came and was like, are you okay? Everything went well with, my pharmacy. I went to a local pharmacy that at least had my records. So I was kind of like, all right, if anything happens, they at least have my records. So they went to get me Benadryl. One person got me Benadryl, one person stayed with me. Then I started getting a tingling pain sensation in my face. I was like, why is my face feeling all tingly now? This is getting worse or something's going on. I never had this happen in my entire life. So then after I had Benadryl, still didn't feel good. So CVS called EMT. When they got there, I was like, listen, I have prednisone in the car. But, seriously, when you're having symptoms, they're going to take you to ER. They're not going to wait for you to take medicine out of a car either. But, my mom went to get the prednisone out of the car fast. They, and they were like, oh, the hospital will give her prednisone. Then, because I was getting worse, they were like, all right, we'll take a few predisones right now. So, it takes 15 minutes to get to the hospital. So at least it starts kicking in. And they asked me, can you swallow? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know at first. So I had Gatorade with me and I tried a sip. And I'm like, oh my God, no, my throat is feeling closing up, numb sensation. I'm like, it's closing up. I knew that. It hurt to swallow, to drink. So they're like, yeah, she definitely needs an EpiPen. She's getting worse. We're not going to do the EpiPen here at CVS. We're going to do it at the hospital so she can be monitored. So when I got to the hospital, they put me into the respiratory section of ER. Right away, I was hooked up to tons of wires, EKG, heart monitor, blah, blah, blah. And I got an EpiPen also, which when you get an EpiPen, you have to be watched for 4 hours, they told me. And I was just like, whatever, I don't feel good. Obviously I'm here for a reason. So, yeah, I got an EpiPen, and EpiPen side effect, of course, can make your heart race. So eventually, 2 hours later, I'm like, all right, it kicked in, I'm feeling a little better. Then by 3 hours, I was like, I'm dying in this room. I'm sweating, I'm hot. They're like, all right, well, we're gonna check your fever. I had no fever, but they said it was a side effect of the EpiPen, that because your heart races, you could be sweating, you could feel hot. And I was like, oh boy, here comes another side effect. So, that's really what happened. Yes, if I didn't, they consider it a mild, moderate case of anaphylaxis. Obviously, if I didn't have Benadryl at CVS and I didn't take my prednisone, there was a chance I could have went into full anaphylaxis before getting to the hospital. So yes, if you do have allergies, because I have a ton, bring Benadryl, bring prednisone with you, bring a nebulizer with you, EpiPen, whatever you have, because thank God I did have some things, because yeah, it would have gotten worse by the time I got to the hospital if I didn't have anything. So at least the Benadryl and the prednisone kicked in by the time I got to the hospital. So, you never know, because if you do go into full anaphylaxis, you could die from that. So you don't want to go through that at all. Even having an EpiPen, they're like, that's the last thing anyone does for a allergic reaction. And I never in my life had an EpiPen before, even with all my allergies. I've been getting questions also, what allergies do I have? Yeah, I have allergies. I have allergies to tons of medications, outside things, indoor things. I would get clearance from your doctors I mean, my doctors told me go take the vaccine. I had a doctor that told me it's by choice. I had another doctor that told me I probably will have a reaction to the vaccine, but it's better than getting COVID, ended up in the hospital. Because if I get COVID, more likely I'll be in the hospital with COVID also. I did an antibody test twice. I just did it in the hospital. I was negative, so I never had COVID. I've taken COVID tests. They were always negative. So, I mean, like, if you do have allergies, consult with your doctors. You know, it is by choice. You don't have to take it. If you do have allergies and want to take it, bring medicines in case. Bring someone in case. I mean, at first I was like, oh, I'm going to go by myself. It's local. Worst case scenario, I leave my car at the store. No, my parents were dying to come with me. So, I mean, in a way, thank God. But, yeah, I mean, I have, I don't know specifically yet what I'm allergic to in Pfizer vaccine. I have no idea. I mean, I have to go see an allergist to get tested for that, to see what was going on. I mean, hopefully, they could discover that. But, I really don't know that. I mean, I've been getting questions after questions. I mean, my best answer is to consult with a doctor, and if you do have allergies, be cautious because you never know what's going to happen. There are other cases that I know of and spoken to people where people had allergic reactions to a Johnson & Johnson shot also that ended up in an ER. So, I mean, it's not just Pfizer, it's not just Johnson & Johnson, it's not just Moderna. It could be any shot. You never know. And you don't want to be in a hospital, believe me. Because in the hospital, yeah, they're going to give you oxygen. And then when you can breathe again, you're going to be wearing your mask. And then you can't breathe. I hate wearing those masks because you can't breathe the nose either. So, you don't really want to be in a hospital either. I mean, who wants to be in a hospital? But, there are cases. I just heard today in the newspaper there was a case that somebody did get a vaccine. I don't know which vaccine. Ended up in anaphylaxis and died from it. So, you just got to be really careful with these vaccines. Yeah, I am home now. I am dizzy. I do have to be on a 5-day course of prednisone and Benadryl because of the reaction to get it, I guess, fully out of my system or something. But it's not fun. I mean, you don't want COVID, you don't want a vaccine. It's like, when will this end? So, I mean, if you have questions, I guess I can answer some, but I'm trying to answer most of them on this video. The pharmacy I dealt with was a local pharmacy. Everybody was nice there. They got me Benadryl right away. They called EMT right away. I had no problem with that. And as soon as I got into the hospital, they put me in the respiratory section. I was taken right away too. I didn't have to wait. So, I mean, those are most of my answers to everything, I guess. I mean, right now, I guess, yeah, I mean, I could breathe. I'm feeling better. I am dizzy a little. When you take prednisone and Benadryl, it's going to knock you out. So, don't drive on that. That's all I can think of saying for right now. So, I also been asked, have I ever taken vaccines before in my life? I really can't remember the last time I took a vaccine. I mean, I must have been like 20. 18, 20. I mean, I really don't remember the last time I took a vaccine. I do not take the flu vaccine. I've gotten asked that also. I've been told I was mild allergic to eggs years ago. So I never took a flu vaccine. And I never really get the flu anyway. Also, I've been asked, will I be taking a second dose of the vaccine? No, I will not be taking a second dose of the vaccine. I've been told no. I mean, unless somebody tells me to go take it in the hospital and has everything prepared. But I mean, why would I want to take a second dose and go through an allergic reaction again? No, thank you. So, I've been told also that now that I did have the vaccine, I am 50% vaccinated. For somebody that had it twice is 100% vaccinated. But at the same time, you could be vaccinated and still catch COVID. Just your symptoms apparently are supposed to be milder. You know, there's no research on these things really. They need to do more research. They need to research more with allergic reactions. I mean, I don't even know what's fully in this vaccine. I tried looking it up. It tells you certain things are in the vaccine. And then it had an added part saying other ingredients added also. So they don't tell you everything that's in the vaccine. I know one thing they did ask, you know, they do ask if you're allergic to certain things in the vaccine. I don't know everything because I don't know. So I don't know what really is in the vaccine. So my answer is just be careful out there if you're going to do it.